Hi guys, it's Circle L Rescue Live with Real Time Animal Rescue. Want to introduce you to a couple of babies. This here is Willow. No, this is not Willow. I've got Willow on the mind. We'll talk about her in just a minute. This is Wilma. Wilma is a little skittish. She's not sure what to make. She's a German Shepherd cross, and she just had a hard time. Her buddy down here on the floor is Teddy. He is zonked out asleep taking a nap. Hopefully that doesn't change once we get rocking and rolling. But we wanted to go live real fast. Want to make sure you see we're hands-free. Here's my seatbelt. Don't know if you can see. So we're safe. Everybody's safe. Oh, Wilma. These two kiddos we tagged and pulled off a youth list. You know, that's just part of what we do, or what part of our mission is the needless...
At the next light, turn right.
Sorry. The needless killing of innocent animals just for overcrowding or what have you. Killing animals for reasons that are not acceptable in our book. We understand how overcrowding happens in large city or municipal type dog shelters and pounds, but we don't agree with it. We feel that it's something that's avoidable, and we do our best to step in and help the ones
at the light, turn right onto West Reno Avenue
that are going to be put down, who would make a fantastic family pet. You know, we do know that there are some dogs that are very aggressive or have behavior issues which make them a safety risk to be.
In 3/4 of a mile, turn right onto South Rockwell Avenue.
Sorry, my GPS is getting really bossy and loud, but we know that there are situations where you have to euthanize a dog for the safety of the humans or the other dogs, or maybe even another animal.
At the next light, turn right.
We just don't agree with euthanizing simply because of space and time. You know, that's what both of these kiddos were facing is, well, you've been here too long, so you're next to die. We're just not okay with that. Unfortunately, right now, when you take a look at the breeds or the mixes of breed that are in city pounds and shelters, the ones that are being euthanized at the highest rate, number one, is probably going to still be pit bulls for quite some time. They're a misunderstood breed. They're a severely overpopulated breed. And until both of those things change, the cute little puppies get abandoned pretty quickly. Hold on, baby. Depending on the source that you ask, will debate position number two. Some people have it as a Jack Russell Terrier, I believe, and then some people have it as a Chihuahua. But across the board on most lists, you will find German Shepherds are sitting around number 3. Some lists are putting it at number 5, but really and truly, it doesn't really matter to me or the rest of the rescue team, and for that matter, because we're talking about an animal, a breed specifically, that in the last 50 to 60 years has gone from being the number one family pet breed, you know, right up there with a Labrador. Everybody either had a Lab or they had a German Shepherd. The quintessential, you know, American dog was being euthanized, or they are being euthanized, I should say, at an astounding rate. And again, not because of something that they have done themselves, but simply because their number has come. They've been here too long and nobody wants them anymore. So, to get off of that soapbox, while we do provide intake and refuge to local animals, we keep that number at around 50%. We also have a calling to save the ones whose lives are going to end unjustly, such as Wilma here in the seat and Teddy over here on the floor. Like I said, around 50% of the dogs in our care are local strays. Unfortunately, a large percentage are local pets that they were owned dogs whose owners just decided, we don't want them any longer. That's probably the hardest and the most sickening to wrap your head around. Of here you've got this dog that's been someone's pet, and for whatever reason they've just decided it's no longer welcome in their home. This is how really good dogs like Wilma and Teddy, who really is not as shy as he's acting. Teddy, he's like, nope, I'm going to take a siesta. This is how really good dogs end up in facilities where they're at risk of being killed, not injured, permanently injured, being euthanized. It's an epidemic. I don't have the answers because ultimately I'm one rescue. We make barely drops in a bucket of a difference when it comes to how many are being killed. We were contacted actually last night about one that was in California, and by the time that we saw the post, she was already, even though the facility said that she would be euthanized today, Friday, February 3rd, at 2 p.m. Pacific time, was her disposal date, is what it was phrased, her disposal date. Yesterday, February 2nd, before noon, they'd already euthanized her. So, you've got a network of rescues across the United States that are doing their best to get babies out of those situations, get them into loving homes, get them safe to rescue. And it's absolutely discouraging how many lives are lost and unable to be saved because of time, because they are just a number in these systems. I was explaining to another gal who is interested in rescue work, maybe starting her own rescue, that type of thing, and she was asking, how do they make this determination? How do they make the determination of who's next? And I said, well, it depends on the shelter. And, there's several different models I've seen in action. Some of them just simply have an intake number. And when you are the, oldest number, you've been there the longest, and you're still not being adopted, then guess what? It's your time, and you're going to be up for euthanasia next. We have some that use a scoring card. Basically, we're being scored on behavior on intake. We're being scored on, is there any presenting health issues or things along that line, which is going to make the dog very costly to get ready for an adoption. And then they euthanize based on that. So the higher your score, or the more points you have against you, more likely that you're going to be put down instead of adopted. I don't care which model that you use. I know that it has to be done in the cities because they just don't have the resources, and there really truly aren't homes for every single animal that needs one right now. They're not. Until we have a cap on the overbreeding of domesticated animals, pets, horses specifically, we're going to continue to have this problem. I mean, it's not going to go away overnight by itself. And when you have folks living out, and I will target the rural communities who don't take their dog into the vet, who don't get the necessary shots. If they're not getting basic shots and vaccinations for the animal's health, then they're not getting spays and neuters. And spays and neuters are where it's at when it comes to getting a handle on the overpopulation of our domesticated pets. You know, we're not going to get into the discussion and the conversation on cats, but one female, we'll pick on Miss Wilma here, one female in her lifetime, her and her descendants, if she and her descendants are never fixed in a 5-year window, they will create 64,000 dogs. That is a giant number. Look at her, 64. She and her descendants have the ability in 5 years' time to create 64,000 dogs. And from what I've read, that actually might be kind of low on the numbers. But there's no way for rescues, for city pounds and municipal shelters to get a handle on that amount of unwanted pets. So, you know, we frequently have people shaking their finger at us saying, why are you saving these 2 shepherd dogs? Because their lives mattered. That's why. They are the focus of our organization. They are misunderstood categorically. They are targeted. German Shepherds, there's a lot of rental, apartment type facilities that a German Shepherd is on the list of animals you cannot own, animals that you cannot have and live there. In addition, at the end of the day, we speak German Shepherd. We love them. We understand them. And they know that. They know that the minute that we meet them. They know that they are with somebody who gets them and is going to take care of them and find them the best place possible. So that's why we do this. If we had funding from external sources, larger like government sources, how about that? We might be able to expand and help a larger percentage of local dogs that were not German Shepherd. But keep in mind, again, I'm going to say it again so that folks are aware, between 40 and 50% on any given day of the animals in our care are local animals. They're not a rescue transfer like Wilma and Teddy here. But what we have attempted to cultivate in our existence is a community, a networked in the rescue community. You can't expect other rescues to step in and help you when you have a situation that you need all hands on deck. If you've not been willing to help them. It's a symbiotic relationship with a multitude of rescues. And we are grateful and thankful for those partnerships that we have been able to cultivate, because ultimately it means a broader network, it means a broader base to get these guys seen, to get them in the spotlight where they have a chance at finding their forever home. Wilma, Teddy, don't stand on her. She doesn't want you to do that. It's okay. It's okay. That's enough. All right. He's just sliding because he's a goober. So, ultimately, you know, what's the saying? Don't put your feet on her. She doesn't like that, dude. Haters gonna hate. It doesn't matter what we do. It's gonna be wrong in somebody's eyes, but at the end of the day, if they don't like it, they can always, you know, step up and fill the gap that they think that we ought to be taking care of. So that's a little bit of the German Shepherd soapbox from me. I will touch base real quick on this Willow, since she was on my mind, and I called this Wilma here. I called her Willow. Willow is the little unwanted, about 1-year-old female that came in, I think Monday or Tuesday. That looks like she's Plothound mix. She's brindled. We very potentially have erroneously, be nice, thank you, evaluated her. She appeared to be having had nursed babies and was in the process of drying up. However, as we have fed her and got a little bit more weight on her and have had time to observe her, we are concerned that she actually could potentially be pregnant. So we have an appointment at the beginning of next week with our vet for a check, a scan, Wilma, to see if we are pregnant or if we are postpartum. We're going to hope and pray that she's already had babies, and that she's just in the process of recovering, instead of that there's more babies on the way. But keep her and, of course, Wilma here and Mr. Teddy over here by the door in your prayers today. Hey, we don't go backwards as they transition and meet fosters and all the fun things that they've got ahead of them. And keep an eye out for their introduction post. We will get a post up about each one. And like all the other babies in our care, once they're up to date on all their shots and have been microchipped, spayed in her case, neutered in his case, they will be ready for adoption. Both of these dogs are dog friendly, so they get along well with others, and they don't really have a lot of strikes against them in the behavior department. They're pretty good babies. So keep an eye posted on Facebook and the website, circlerescue.org. As always, the babies in our care appreciate every single donation. We couldn't do this without you guys that back our mission of making sure great dogs like these two aren't killed for no reason. And of course, that applies on the horse side too, but today we're dealing with dogs. So we thank every single donor we have and urge you, if you can, join the Circle L family and become a donor. circlelrescue.org/support will get you to where you need to be. And you can always put in the comments if you have a direction that you want your dollars. If you need, you want to sponsor Teddy, if you want to sponsor Teddy, for instance, or if you want to sponsor Miss Wilma here, you can do so very easily online. We also have a pet food pantry that we run for the community. That's always in need of donations. You can donate there. You can donate to our Pets for Vets program. Lots of different community outreach programs within Circle L that need donations. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. And thank you everybody for their continued support and viewing. And have a wonderful weekend. I think we're going to hit some sunshine and maybe thaw out. Have a good day. Bye.